After looking at and experiencing midlife issues for some time now, I've realized one thing. Most of us aren't afraid of getting older. We're afraid of losing the things that make life enjoyable. We worry about losing our energy, our memory, our independence, or the ability to do the things we love. If you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you've probably noticed changes already. Maybe recovery after exercise takes a little longer. Maybe you don't quite sleep as well or as deeply as you used to. Perhaps you're reading a menu with your phone flashlight now. Welcome to Midlife. The good news is that aging research has entered one of the most exciting periods in history. Scientists are no longer asking only how to treat diseases after they appear. Instead, they're asking a much bigger question. Can we slow the aging process or even reverse some of it? On today's episode, I want to introduce you to three of the most exciting areas of aging research and explain what they could mean for us as we navigate this thing called midlife. I'm Jay, and this is Somnilopod. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so glad that you have taken a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. I can't tell you how excited I am about that and appreciative of that. I wanted to do something a little bit different. With sleep research, I was always trying to bring some of the current research into the program and just sort of explain some of that stuff. So with the expansion into looking at midlife and health and wellness and all of that fun stuff, I wanted to also try to keep things grounded in some research. So I wanted to take a look at three really interesting advancements in the research of aging. The first breakthrough is something called partial cellular reprogramming. And while the name sounds like science fiction, the idea is surprisingly simple. Think about your body like an old computer, a very old computer. Over time, the hardware gets worn, but sometimes the biggest problem isn't the hardware at all, it's the software. Cells accumulate little errors as the years pass. Scientists have discovered that under carefully controlled conditions, they may be able to reset some of those cellular instructions without changing what the cell actually is. In laboratory animals, this approach has improved vision, enhanced muscle repair, and even made certain tissue function more like younger versions of themselves. Researchers are now cautiously moving into early human studies for specific diseases, particularly those affecting the eyes. Now, before anyone starts searching for a fountain of youth, it's important to understand that the research is still in its early stages. There's no treatment available today that can safely reverse aging throughout the entire body, no matter what the infomercial tells you. Oh, but sometimes they're very convincing. I want to believe. I want to believe. Scientists are also working to ensure that resetting cells doesn't create unintended problems, such as increasing the risk of cancer. A second area of research has one of the best nicknames in all of medicine: zombie cells. As we age, some cells become damaged. Normally, damaged cells should die and be replaced, but some refuse to leave. They stop functioning normally, yet they continue releasing inflammatory chemicals into the surrounding tissue. These so-called zombie cells don't just sit quietly. They appear to contribute to chronic inflammation, arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, and possibly even Alzheimer's disease. Scientists are developing medications called senolytics, designed to selectively remove these worn-out cells while leaving healthy cells alone. In animal studies, the results have been really interesting. Older mice become stronger, healthier, and more physically active after these cells were removed. Researchers also observed improvements in blood vessel function and reductions in chronic inflammation. Human studies are in early stages, and we don't yet know which patients will benefit the most or how often these therapies might be used someday, but the concept itself is incredibly encouraging. For years, we have treated diseases one at a time. And what if removing one of the major drivers of aging could improve several conditions simultaneously? Imagine treating the underlying biology instead of simply managing symptoms after another. The third breakthrough might actually arrive in doctors' offices before the first two, and it involves measuring something called biological age. Here's an interesting question. Have you ever met someone who's 60 years old, but they seem like they're 45? Full of energy, active, sharp. They hike, they travel, they sleep well, and they rarely seem to slow down. I hate those people. I really don't like them. Just kidding. I want to be them. That's it. I'm jealous. Then if you've met those people, you've probably met someone else the same age who struggles with chronic illness, fatigue, poor mobility, declining health. Both people are the same age. They have the same birthday. But biologically, they may not be the same age at all. Researchers are developing sophisticated tools that estimate how old your body behaves rather than simply counting the number of birthdays you've celebrated. These tests examine markers such as DNA, methylation, inflammation, immune function, and metabolism to establish your biological age. Now, why does that matter? Because if we can accurately measure biological age, we can also begin measuring whether lifestyle changes are actually making us healthier. Imagine beginning a strength training program, improving your sleep, eating healthier, managing stress, and 6 months later, learning that your biological age has actually improved. That kind of feedback could completely change the way we think about preventative medicine. Instead of waiting decades to see whether healthy habits helped us live longer, we'd have a much earlier indication that our bodies were moving in the right direction. Now, if you've listened to this podcast for a while, you might be wondering, where in the world does sleep fit into all of this? And the answer is everywhere. Nearly every major hallmark of aging is influenced by sleep. During deep sleep, our brain clears metabolic waste. Hormones involved in tissue repair are released. Your immune system resets. Memories are consolidated. Inflammation is regulated. Even the biological clocks inside your cells depend on constant sleep and circadian rhythms. No, sleep isn't a magic cure, but it may be one of the most powerful daily investments you can make in healthy aging. And it's available to all of us tonight. As exciting as these scientific breakthroughs are, the reality is that none of them replace the basics. Regular physical activity, strength training, nutritious food, managed stress, meaningful social connections, and consistent restorative sleep. These remain the cornerstones of healthy aging. And the encouraging news is that they're also the same habits that appear to support the very biological pathways scientists are studying in laboratories around the world. Perhaps the biggest lesson from today's episode? The future of aging may include remarkable medical breakthroughs. We may eventually see therapies that repair cells or personalize healthcare based on biological age instead of calendar years. But while scientists work toward tomorrow's treatments, we still have tremendous influence over how we age today. Midlife isn't the beginning of decline, it's the beginning of being intentional. It's the season where experience meets opportunity, where we become less concerned with living forever and more focused on living well. If these new discoveries teach us anything, it's that aging is far more dynamic than we once believed. Our bodies are constantly adapting, repairing, and responding to the choices we make every day. So perhaps the goal isn't to chase youth. The goal is to build a future where we remain curious, capable, resilient, and fully engaged in life for as many years as possible. And that's a future worth getting a good night's sleep for. See what I did there at the end? I turned it right back to sleep. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed looking at this kind of stuff because of my background. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to touch base with me. You can reach me at j@somnilopod.com or touch base with me on any of the socials, YouTube, Instagram. Please do check out the YouTube channel. I've got some other information on there, other content that I haven't really been able to introduce through the podcast. So check it out. And as always, until we meet again, please remember to make sleep a priority. Thanks so much.